The strongest minds are not those untouched by darkness, but those who have learned to build light within it. You would think that the people with the brightest attitudes have the easiest lives, but look closer. It's not the absence of trouble that forges a positive mind. It is the presence of trouble, met with an unyielding spirit, that does the real work. So what does this mean for you? It means your struggles are not the enemy, they are the raw material for your transformation. Every setback, every disappointment, every silent battle is a brick in the foundation of your inner strength, if you choose to use it that way. The unbreakable attitude isn't born from comfort. It is built in adversity, brick by brick, until nothing outside can shake you. But why should you care? Because life does not get easier. You get stronger. When you develop this kind of mental attitude, you become the one person in the room who cannot be rattled, who sees opportunity where others see defeat. This is not just survival, it is power, freedom, and peace, no matter what comes. The architecture of the mind. Picture your mind as a grand fortress, not crafted from stone or steel, but from the choices you make, the thoughts you nurture, and the habits you repeat every single day. Most people wander through life living in broken walls and half-built shelters. Every harsh word, every small slight, every twist of fate finds its way inside. Their defenses are flimsy, thin enough that even the slightest chill of adversity rattles their peace. And still, they wonder why they are constantly unsettled. To change this, you must become the deliberate architect of your own mind. You do not inherit strong walls by luck or by birth. They are built brick by brick in moments both large and small. Each time you restrain an impulsive reaction, each time you let a hurtful comment pass without reply, each morning you rise early and choose discipline over comfort, you are laying the foundation of something unshakable. These decisions, silent and often unseen, accumulate into a structure that grows stronger with every day. But understand this, the purpose of these walls is not to shut out life, to hide from experience, or to become cold and unreachable. Instead, their purpose is to keep the chaos of the world from overwhelming your inner order. A positive attitude is not mere optimism painted over trouble. It is an act of authority, a declaration that says, I alone will decide what enters my mind, what lingers there, and what gets thrown out. The world does not get to choose for you. That power is yours and yours alone. This fortress of mind is not meant to be a prison. Paradoxically, it is the one place where genuine warmth and peace can flourish. Shielded from the storms outside, the heart has room to grow calm and steady. Others may misinterpret your strength, mistake your self-command for indifference, or resent your refusal to be rattled. That is their burden, not yours. You do not owe the world an explanation for your discipline. Your only task is to continue building. Every day brings new construction, new chances to add to your defenses. The work is never truly finished. There is always a new stone to set, a new habit to forge, a new layer of strength to build. But each effort makes you better prepared for whatever storms may come. The more diligently you build, the more resilient you become, until one day you realize that the winds that once shook you now pass over your fortress, leaving your inner world calm and unbroken. The enemy within. The true battle is never fought out in the world. It rages quietly within, against the unseen adversary that lives in your own mind. This inner enemy does not wear a face or speak with a voice you can easily name. It is the subtle whisper that tells you, again and again, that you are weak. It urges you to complain, to look for escape, to choose the easy path whenever life grows difficult. It knows every one of your vulnerabilities. It is intimately familiar with your doubts, your moments of laziness, the secret fears that haunt your quiet hours. This enemy is not out there, it is you, at your weakest. To build an unbreakable attitude, your first duty is not to conquer the world, but to confront this hidden foe. You cannot outrun it. You cannot silence it with noise, distraction, or denial. You must face it head on, armed with ruthless honesty. You ask yourself, where have I allowed comfort to weaken my will? In what moments do I give up control, let go of my standards, and accept less from myself? Where have I been afraid and allowed that fear to dictate my choices? This interrogation is not about condemnation, but about clarity. You do not attack the enemy within with hatred. Instead, you observe it with the clear eyes of understanding. You search out the excuses it manufactures, the blame it shifts onto others, the self-pity it tries to nurse. You shine a harsh light on all the stories you've told yourself to justify staying small, to avoid risk, to remain comfortable rather than courageous. Every time you bring this hidden sabotage into the open, you rob it of power. Its grip weakens, and your authority grows. With every small act of discipline, you reclaim another inch of mental territory. Each time you resist the urge to complain, each time you push through discomfort rather than shrink from it, each time you hold yourself to a higher standard, you are winning the battle. You are clearing away the tangled weeds of old habits and planting the seeds of strength and purpose. The world outside may never know these victories, but you will. This is the invisible work that forges a mind that cannot be broken. Understand, this is not an easy process. It demands patience, persistence, and a willingness to see yourself as you are, not as you wish to be. It means accepting that the voice of weakness will always exist, but it does not have to command you. Each victory, no matter how small, makes you more resilient. Each honest reckoning, each act of courage strengthens the foundation upon which an unbreakable spirit is built. In the end, the greatest enemy you face is not the world, but the parts of yourself that settle for less. Master them, and nothing outside you can truly harm you. Fire and forging. Endurance is never handed to you. It is something you earn, forged in the relentless heat of life's daily struggles. Like iron, which is only transformed into something strong and useful after it has passed through fire, your character remains soft and unfinished until it has been tested, until it has been struck, battered, and shaped by adversity. There is no shortcut to this process. No one becomes resilient by living an easy life. Strength is born from surviving the challenges that threaten to undo you. Every difficulty you encounter is more than just an obstacle. It is a test, a forge, a chance to strengthen your will. Most people spend their lives cursing their hardships, wishing their burdens would vanish, praying for comfort and ease. But those who are determined to become unbreakable view each trial as a hidden opportunity. They do not celebrate pain, but they respect what pain reveals. Pain exposes what you are made of. It strips away illusion and self-deception. It shows you exactly where you are, still fragile, where your foundation needs to be made stronger. When the world seems to close in, when disappointment and failure press hard against you, stop and ask, what lesson is hidden in this struggle? How can I become stronger through this? What weaknesses is this hardship exposing in me? These questions are never easy to answer. The truth they reveal is rarely comfortable, but it is always necessary. Growth begins when you accept discomfort as the price of becoming more than you were yesterday. Discipline, that most essential of virtues, is not granted in a single moment of inspiration. It is hammered out through steady repetition by showing up every day, even when you feel unseen and unappreciated, even when progress is slow. Mastery is built in silence and persistence, not in the applause of others. Patience, too, is forged in difficulty. It is developed when you bear insult without letting anger drive you to foolish words, when you hold to your course while others give in to their doubts or distractions. Remember, adversity does not wait for your invitation. It does not pause to see if you are ready. Trials come unannounced, sometimes when you are weakest, sometimes when you are least expecting them. But if you have trained yourself during the quieter times, if you have learned to see suffering as a teacher rather than an enemy, then you will stand when others falter. You will walk through the fire and emerge, not untouched or unchanged, but remade. Each scar will be a testament to the battles you have survived and the strength you have earned. In the end, endurance is not about escaping pain or avoiding difficulty. It is about welcoming challenge as the furnace that tempers your soul. The world will keep testing you, but with each trial, you become less fragile, more resolute, steadily transformed from soft metal into unbreakable steel. The decision that changes everything. There comes a moment, a rare, sobering moment when you finally see the world for what it is, restless, unpredictable, and wholly uninterested in your comfort. This realization does not arrive with thunder or spectacle. It is a quiet awakening, almost easy to miss, but it marks a turning point in your journey. It's the instant you decide, without drama or noise, I refuse to let the world dictate who I become. Most people move through their days as if they are leaves blown about by every passing wind. They react to every insult, every minor inconvenience, every glance or opinion tossed their way. Their sense of peace is fragile, always dependent on how gently the world treats them. In this state, happiness is fleeting and easily stolen because it is built on the sand of circumstance. Holding a positive mental attitude does not mean you blind yourself to hardship or refuse to see darkness. It means you refuse to let darkness set the course for your day. You decide that the light within you will not be snuffed out by any storm, no matter how violent. That is the discipline required to master your mind. And in that discipline, you will discover a profound freedom, the freedom to choose your response, the freedom to hold your peace, the freedom to remain unshaken, no matter what the world sends your way. This is the secret of inner mastery. Emotions are your guests, not your rulers. You welcome them, learn from them, and then let them go, always reserving the right to choose your own path forward. The strength to refuse. Not every conflict deserves your energy. Not every summons to anger, to argument, or to distraction is worthy of your time or attention. The mind that has not been trained is at the mercy of the world, yanked and tugged in all directions by every irritation, every careless remark, every minor slight. Most people waste their days defending their pride, chasing every small offense, as if every battle is necessary for their survival. But true strength is revealed not in what you fight for, but in what you let pass. The real power lies in restraint, in the simple act of choosing not to engage. When provoked, you have the choice to respond, to defend, to retaliate. But it is a far greater victory to look at provocation and remain unmoved, to hear an insult and find nothing within you that rises to meet it. This is not weakness. This is mastery. It is the quiet sovereignty of someone who is no longer ruled by the chaos around them. Every day presents a new series of tests. There will be moments when others misunderstand your silence, misinterpret your calm as apathy or weakness. Some will demand a reaction, hoping to draw you into their own storms. Let them. Your path is not determined by their misunderstandings or their expectations. You are building your inner life according to a blueprint they cannot see. You know that inner peace, once built, is too precious to be squandered for the sake of fleeting vindication. The discipline you seek is the discipline to say no. No to the temptations of gossip, to the lure of petty arguments, to the countless distractions that want to steal your time and drain your spirit. No to the endless worries that serve no purpose but to cloud your mind and weaken your resolve. Each refusal, no matter how small, is an act of self-mastery. It is a conscious sharpening of your will, a deliberate choice to cut away what does not serve your purpose or build your character. In a world obsessed with instant reaction, where every voice shouts to be heard, your stillness becomes a rare and revolutionary act. You do not need to fight every enemy, nor answer every challenge. You become unshakable, untouchable, not because you win every battle, but because you have chosen not to be drawn into every fight. The world may rage around you, but you remain calm, anchored in your own values and intentions. This is the discipline that sets you apart. By refusing what is unnecessary, by guarding your peace, you become sovereign over your own mind. In the end, it is not about conquering others, but about refusing to let the noise of the world conquer you. This is how you become untouchable. Not by fighting chaos, but by refusing to join it. Training in the shadows. True discipline is not forged in the spotlight. It is built in the quiet, unseen hours when there is no audience to witness your efforts, no applause to fuel your drive. People admire the calm composure of those who remain steady in chaos, the unshakable confidence of those who weather storms without flinching. But what they fail to see are the countless moments of private struggle that made such composure possible. If you seek to develop an unbreakable mental attitude, you must become comfortable with training in the shadows. This is the work that no one celebrates. It means rising before the sun, not for recognition, but because you made a promise to yourself and you intend to keep it. It means doing the smallest tasks with care, building order out of chaos, and holding yourself to a standard that no one else enforces. The world may never notice the bed you make, the minutes you spend in uncomfortable stillness, the patience you practice with no witness but your own conscience. Yet it is in these small, private victories that the foundation of real strength is laid. Every habit formed in solitude becomes a shield you carry when you step into the world. The discipline you practice when no one is watching becomes the armor that protects you when pressure mounts and the unexpected arrives. Each time you choose action over excuse, each time you silence the voice that whispers, "Not today," you place another stone in the fortress of your mind. Routine is not glamorous, but it is the soil from which all mastery grows. Build rhythm, build consistency. Do not wait for motivation to appear. Make discipline your default, your refuge when storms approach. When the storm does come, you will meet it with readiness, not because you are more talented or luckier than others, but because you have prepared in silence for moments just like this. You will stand firm because you have already faced countless internal battles and emerged victorious. This is not the work of a single morning, but of many days and nights strung together in relentless commitment. The path of self-mastery is lonely. There will be times when your efforts feel invisible, your progress unnoticed. This is the hidden cost of true strength, doing the work when the world offers only silence in return. But this, too, is a lesson: the ability to persevere without praise, to value your own standards above external recognition. In a world overflowing with noise and distraction, it is the few who can govern themselves in stillness who ever find real freedom. Their calm is not an accident. It is the visible result of 1,000 invisible choices made in solitude. And so, when you find yourself alone with your discipline, remember, this is where the work matters most. Choosing the weight. Growth is never an accident. It is the direct result of intentional effort, of consistently choosing the harder path over the easy one. Just as a muscle strengthens only when it is challenged by heavier resistance, your mind and character develop when you willingly lean into discomfort. Most people spend their lives running from difficulty, chasing comfort, weaving stories that justify why they should stay safe and unchanged. But comfort is a prison disguised as a gift. It has never forged a single great soul. If you desire to become more than you are, you must deliberately choose your challenges, pick up the heavier weight, Seek out situations that make you uneasy, the tough conversation you'd rather avoid, the honest self-reflection that stings, the discipline of rising early when your body begs for more sleep. Each time you select the difficult path, you train your mind to handle adversity, to adapt when life turns harsh, to persist when others quit. It is simple to remain on the path of least resistance. Anyone can do what is pleasant and familiar, but nothing exceptional is ever found there. The world is overflowing with temptations to remain small, easy exits, quick fixes, justifications for not pushing yourself further. Refuse them. Demand more from yourself than any circumstance demands of you. Decide to outgrow your surroundings, your limitations, and even your former self on purpose, not by chance. When you make a habit of choosing the weight, you stop fearing what life might throw at you. The unexpected no longer frightens you, because you have become accustomed to carrying more than is required. You are no longer the person who is crushed by the mountain. You are the one who chooses to climb it. You do not waste time asking for an easier load. You ask for the strength to bear whatever comes. This is the true source of a positive mental attitude. It does not arise from wishful thinking or empty optimism, but from the steady, deliberate decision to become stronger, more resilient, and more capable with each passing day. Each choice to embrace difficulty is a signal to yourself, I am here to grow. I will not shrink to fit the day. I will expand to surpass it. In the end, greatness is not found by those who hope life will be easy, but by those who actively seek to become greater than any challenge they face. When you make this your habit, growth is inevitable. You transform not by accident, but by your own unwavering choice. The art of letting go. Not every burden is yours to bear. Not every scar is meant to be examined and reopened time and again. The undisciplined mind, however, becomes a collector of regrets and grudges, carrying them forward as if they are trophies. Each day, it replays old hurts, rehearses past arguments, and clings to memories that no longer serve any purpose. This is the subtle, destructive art of self-sabotage, a way of keeping yourself wounded and small, chained to suffering that should have been left behind. If your aim is to become truly unbreakable, you must learn the discipline of letting go. This is not a passive act, but an active skill, the willingness to release what cannot be controlled, what cannot be fixed or relived. You must let go of the obsessive need to be understood by everyone, to win every debate, to receive validation from those who may never give it. Let the past be what it is, not because it was meaningless, but because it is now unchangeable, a closed chapter that no longer needs your attention. Forgiveness, then, becomes an act of self-liberation. It is not done for the benefit of others, but for your own mental clarity and peace. To forgive is to choose not to poison your mind with bitterness, to refuse to let someone else's actions continue to dictate your emotional climate. Life is already heavy enough with its daily demands and unforeseen storms. Do not weigh yourself down with stones of your own making. Letting go is a sign of faith in your own resilience. It is the quiet knowledge that whatever you release, you will not lose yourself. Whatever is lost, you have the power to rebuild. Whatever pain visits you, it may knock at the door, but it cannot define you unless you invite it to stay. The art of letting go is not about denial. It is about recognizing that true freedom comes from release, not from holding on. As you practice letting go, you find your mind becoming lighter, your steps more sure. The clutter of old resentments and fears begins to clear, making space for new strength and possibility. Freedom is not the absence of pain, but the absence of unnecessary chains. In letting go, you finally allow yourself to move forward, unburdened by the past, unafraid of what lies ahead. This is the gift you give yourself, the ability to travel light, to greet each new day with open hands, and to meet whatever comes with an unbreakable spirit, living above circumstance. An unbreakable mind is not born from a life of comfort or the luck of favorable conditions. It is forged in the conscious choice to rise above whatever circumstances may come. Each day, the world offers 1,000 reasons to feel wronged, to complain, to let the shifting winds of chance dictate your state of mind. Most people surrender without a fight, allowing their attitude to be determined by whatever happens outside their control. But if you are seeking mastery over yourself, you must decide to be different. You become the rare exception, the one who does not require the world to be gentle in order to show gentleness, who does not need perfect conditions to stand firm. This is the art of self-leadership, refusing to hand over your power to things you cannot shape. You realize with clarity that the single greatest authority you possess is the control you hold over your own mind, your own choices, your own perspective. Such strength is not arrogance, it is humility of the highest order. To live above your circumstances is to recognize your smallness before fate and fortune, and yet, at the same time, to recognize the vast power you command within your own sphere. You may not control the storms that blow in from the world, but you alone decide whether your inner gates will open to chaos or hold fast in calm. No force of nature can reach a mind that stands guard over its own gates. No loss, no setback, no unexpected turn can break the heart that has chosen again and again to remain resilient. You become the builder of your own destiny, the author of your own inner story. Every response, every decision is a brick laid in the fortress of your mind. Others may spend their lives waiting for circumstances to shift, hoping the world will finally be fair, wishing the storms would stop. But you, with quiet discipline, become the change you once hoped to see. And it is in this transformation that you uncover the final truth. Real strength is never about escaping hardship. It is about refusing to let hardship write your story. You define yourself not by what happens to you, but by how you rise, how you remain, how you continue unmoved, undiminished, unbreakable,